I'm Morten from Nordic Approach and Tropic. We're, like in this COVID times, we're just trying out new concepts. And we want to try to bring you on to a cupping that we'll do weekly, hopefully. This is our first one, so bear with us. But we're doing Kenyans today. I'll take you through about like 6 coffees, different projects that we are currently getting in within the next month or so. We're gonna cup 6 coffees today. They're all Kenyans. Concept is the same, meaning they're from factories. In Kenya, they call the washing stations factories that are normally under what's called like primary co-ops. So there are 2 coffees from Kangocho, which is like a factory in Nieri, and there's 2 coffees from Karimikui, which is a factory in Kirinyaga. And then we have 2 pea berries that are basically from the co-ops, meaning they are mixed. It could be from 1, 2, 3, 4 factories under the same cooperative. Okay, let's cup. The first coffee on the table is a AA from Kangocho. Kangocho is a factory in Nieri and one of the very first factories we actually bought from as Nordic Approach. When they're good, they're like very classic Nieri. It's a lot of depth, there's a lot of florals. It can be syrupy, sometimes more elegant, and in this case I think it's a little bit in between, but it have a lot of those kind of classic Nieri, almost current-like notes that I know some people are very into. The second coffee on the table, it's Kangocho. It's the AB of number 1. And it has like a number on the bag. It says like 142. It means that it's from the same outturn. So this year we saw a lot of good ABs. Generally we do find very good ABs, but this year in particular there was like a wider range of profiles and at higher performances. I would say compared to the AA, the AB in this case is a little brighter, less intense, but it's also to some extent more elegant and fragrant. So the third coffee on the table is a Karimikui. Karimikui is also a factory that have performed very well for us over the last years. We have been a little on and off, but that's not necessarily because it's been bad, it's just like the timing hasn't been right. The Karimikui factory is in Kirinyaga, which we have seen the last few years coming up completely on the same level as Nieri in terms of qualities. It's typical Kirinyaga Nieri style as well, slightly less heavy compared to the Kangocho, or maybe a little more floral, a little more citrusy, great structure. And if you're looking for an elegant Kenyan, this would be the option. So the fourth coffee on the table is another Karimikui, also an AA, meaning it's another outturn. It's slightly more, let's say, heavy and syrupy than coffee number 3. That was also another Karimikui. This one have like the typical kind of mature berry notes, like black grapes, a little blackberry. Kind of tart still, but that's because it's fresh, and I think over time it will develop into both like a very powerful characteristic coffee with a lot of structure and good acidity to it. So the 5th coffee on the table, it's a pea berry from a cooperative called Rungeto. So Rungeto, there's like several factories or washing stations under Rungeto. So in this case, the pea berry is a mix of like really high performing pea berries from a few different factories. The pea berry outturns that we saw this year was like very, very small. So that's why we decided to blend them in to make like slightly bigger lots, like 50 bag lots. It's kind of I would say a classic pea berry in the sense that it's light-weighted, but still very flavor-driven and maybe more on the stone fruit citrusy side rather than the heavy berry notes and florals. The 6th and the last coffee on the table is also a pea berry. It's from Baragwi, another cooperative in Kirinyaga. It's a big co-op, and we've been buying, coffees from many other factories for years. Like number 5, it's a mix of pea berries from different factories, just for us to get like slightly bigger volume again of like really high performing pea berries. I would say this one is kind of slightly more on the heavy side, meaning a little more syrupy, a little kind of richer in terms of fruit, maybe a little less citrusy and acidity driven, but definitely like if you're looking for sweet berry-like Kenyans, this is a good option. Okay, thanks for joining us for this short video cupping. We wish you were here. Give us your feedback and then hope to see you next time.